Mortals are born to die. In Tyrnak's name, we must lead them to their fate.
Gadflow's voice reminds me of like a Disney villain. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah. The like to their fate. I can't do the intonation at all. But it sounded so similar. Alright, let's just murder this dude.
Maybe not a Disney villain so much as maybe you're thinking of Ruber from Quest for Camelot or something.
Maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Wow, the staff attacks really quickly and just kind of wrecks the Tuatha Overlords.
Yeah, you're definitely thinking of Ruber. Because I think he's the only animated villain that I've seen that has a slightly raspy British accent.
Possibly? Oh, that's cool.
Huh? What did you do?
New move. Dodge Strike.
Ooh, nice.
Can I do Dodge Staff? Oh.
Everyone's gone.
You struggle against the force of a simple army. How will you fare, I wonder, against the power of a god?
Okay, he's too old sounding to be like Ruber. I don't know what...
We'll have to look it up.
Only a fool denies the power they can feel. She's been speaking more and more, and she has such interesting things to say about you. Soon, Tyrnak the Merciful will come to our world in person. Then we'll see whose life is a lie, and whose life is nothing but salt and cinders.
You know, it's kind of nice to be going back to the main plot of this game. Like, I like batching all of the factions at once. Just because, I don't know, it made things easy to kind of keep nice and contained.
Are you even taking off its health?
I'm supposed to be.
There's crystals around it. Maybe.
Oh, maybe I have to break those first, yeah.
There you go.
You are correct.
Aren't
I
I
like
always?
the... Wait, listen. Just the, like...
After.
ultra generic window breaking sound, like stock sound effect. That was, I don't know, more than a little tacky, if you ask me. I don't know. I guess it's just one of those, like, the more we play this game, the more you can kind of see where the seams are. Like, the first section of this game felt very nice and cohesive and well designed. And once you're, like, up to this part, it's just like, oh, I see where they cut the corners. Oh, is that a Niscaro? Yeah, that's a Niscaro. Well, let's just, like, one-hit KO half of these guys. And then Niscaro can't attack nearly as fast as me with the staff. Which I kind of forgot about. Shame the staff doesn't do that much damage. Actually, I want to try a different staff. Because I made the Blasto staff. And I think it's better. Didn't look half bad either.
Blasto staff?
Yeah, okay, so the Blasto staff maybe is better? No, actually, the Staff of the Sorrows is better.
Yoo-hoo!
Because the Blasto staff crits better. But, I don't know, the Sorrow just felt like it actually did do more damage. Maybe it's just the flat-out lightning damage. Oh wait, no, they do the exact same damage, maybe. Eh, whatever.
I just like the lightning strikes on the ground.
Yep. Largely, I don't even care about fighting half these enemies anyway, because they don't give me anything. Barely any EXP or anything else for that matter. Alright, so there's one more tower left. Let's go rock their world.
I wouldn't necessarily use that.
Well, I mean, if you stab somebody straight through the chest, you're rocking their world. It's just not a very good rocking of worlds.
Oh, you're just slaying them.
Yeah, but you know what? Rock your world can mean many, many things.
I don't know. For some reason, I've usually heard the term rock your world used in, like, sort of aggressive love songs.
Okay, I really... Oh, wait. There's one other thing I wanted to try. Back to the Whirlies. Because the last level we got unlocked that. Yeah, so we actually have a number of dodge combos now.
Against Tirnoch. Strike her down and salt the earth of her brain. Nothing may live.
So this is what the combo does. Oh, apparently it's easy to interrupt though. Oh well, great
I wonder why
sword.
they keep referring to salt. I mean, is it because of the salt content in our bodies or what?
I hate that the dodge combos are actually interruptible. It's a dodge. You should be like invincible.
What, like in Guild Wars 2?
Yeah.
Try as you might, struggle as you will, you are deluded. There is no winning for you, only death. Yes, but death as you define it means little to us. The great cycle returns, each to offer as to offer again. And every time they do, Tirnoch gets stronger. Soon, she will be born into this world. You will witness her power personally, and it will be the last thing your mortal flesh shall ever feel.
Meh. I think we're gonna have to end up destroying the cycle.
Yep, probably. That's fine. Alright, return to Sidon. Foe's Hearth. Ah. Nope, wrong way. I really need to close the shades. The glare is killing me right now.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I just can't see Prince Sparkle here as much as I would want to. I don't want to talk to Frost Soldier. I want to talk to...
There we go.
The Prismere sentry.
There we go. I just had to start mashing A.
Gadfro's voice has fallen silent in this land. The Dwarf are frightened and disorganized. They run back to Alabastra to make their final stand. We owe you much. Our eyes are opened and our blades unsheathed. Cluricon is won, but the House of Pride stands between us and the final goal. We are now free to press forward. And I can take you to an old friend who knows the next step.
The House of Pride?
Yeah, I think that's the house that primarily converted over to the Tuatha.
Who is Ventrinio?
Yes, we will take you to his filthy tower on the island of Danistar. He hides within, and has not emerged in some time. I would like nothing more than to let him rot there. But he knows of a way past the sentinel of the House of Pride. But there will be more danger on the path ahead. Take these blades to prepare for whatever troubles you will face at his tower or beyond.
His hair is blinding.
Far to the southwest, there is a darkened tree by the Caelid coast. Meet me there, and we can walk the shadow to the gnome's tower. Aelin Shear will be waiting there. She was most insistent to join in whatever business you have with the Collector of the Dead. We will meet again at the shadowed tree on the Caelid coast.
So there's a gnome Ventrinio, Collector of the Dead?
Yeah, Ventrinio is the guy that was, the friendly gnomish grandpa's... Oh, we have to wait for the quest update, don't we?
What, like an evil assistant or something?
Well, so our gnomish grandpa guy that revived us originally, he was actually Ventrinio's, like, apprentice slash, like, partner, laborer, helper, whatever.
Oh.
So Ventrinio was kind of the top dog, but he was a little crazy and didn't mind, you know, breaking a few eggs. Whereas Crazy Gnomish Grandpa was, whose name I forget, but I just remember
We haven't
him.
seen him in a long while.
Yeah, we really haven't, since we deposed that one gnome dude, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a shame, because he was actually kind of a fun character-ish.
Nope, there's
The
Aelin.
Tuatha are on the run. Good work. Plus, it's much more pleasant here without Gadflo bellowing at me from all corners. But enough pleasantry. Are you prepared for your reunion with Ventrinio? The notes we got from Octien say that you were employed as Ventrinio's assistant in his secret laboratory. You were with him in Alabastra when you died, but the notes weren't clear on what happened. I'm sure the two of you have so much catching up to do. Very forthright of you. I'm sure he'll be very reasonable. He probably won't even ask why you're back from the dead. Just make sure he lives long enough to get us into Alabastra, and you can count on my help.
Bitter Frog?
What is that?
Sidon's band of merciless fae with lifetimes of training and everything to fight for? Yes, I think they'll be quite useful allies indeed.
They're the prince's, like, fighting group.
I've heard tales of his work. Half trickster, half spirit of vengeance.
Anything else interesting? There's a lot.
Depends on if you want to see her
I
take
believe
on
our
all
new
these
friend
things.
has a disturbing path of living shadow to offer you.
Like, there's a
By all
lot,
means, be my guest.
but there isn't... It's one of those where, like, the story is fairly explained-ish, and if anything is, like, truly confusing, I can always look it up. But I really don't want to sit here just listening to her talk forever.
I know.
I hope you're ready for this. Of course, this is bound to be informative. I'm just disappointed I never had a chance to see the original Well of Souls. I believe this island smells like death. Stay behind me.
Interesting, Sidon isn't following
Whatever
us.
that gnome's been up to, it looks like he's...
So, she said the gnome made enemies.
Well, they said that the island was a perversion. I suppose he's just been making undead people.
Curious. Because I thought he was the one that had the zombies around, because who was keeping Gnomish Grandpa in the...
That was Octien, right?
Yeah, but Octien and... I don't know, it was like Ventrinio's old lab, and Ventrinio was the one that was experimenting with the dead, not Octien. Oh well. Vigorous greaves. No, greaves are boots. Crap, I was like, hey, oh, are we poisoned? We're poisoned.
Just as Hughes thought, Ventrinio used the same wards from their old lab. This'll be quick. Follow me and be careful. The lads are coming from somewhere in here.
Formerus Hughes.
Right.
This is no social visit.
Kind of weirded out that she didn't just walk in the door and had to wait for me to go through. Oh geez, I can't see a gosh darn thing.
Damn it. What's wrong? And why are there so many lads?
Is
So,
that the gnome yelling?
yeah. Yeah, he's experimenting with the Well of Souls, and I guess the bodies he's trying to put through the Well of Souls. What? Okay, here. Will I get through this? Can you quickly close the blinds? I can't see. I can't see anything.
I'm sure he'd be happy to.
Yeah, it is a little blinded.
Wow, there are traps and crap too. Mainly I just want to... Ooh, actually, this is a really pretty place. I don't think we've been in a dungeon with this tile set before.
Aren't any of the gnomish ones akin to this?
The first one kind of was, but like, look at this stuff. The like weird braziers on the ground. The stuff up there, like, it's similar, but it's not the same. Like, these pillars are vastly different from anything else we've really looked at.
Trap.
And this like weird thing in the center here that almost looks like a
Organic.
cancer pillar. Yeah, it's freaky. We've got a couple of
Undead.
fair
in cages.
Gorta in there. And so the gnome is still up above, so I guess we have to just keep going up? I'm not entirely sure what I'm... Not entirely sure where
Here's
I'm
where we
supposed to be
part
going.
ways. I'll stop the lads at the stairwell. You get upstairs and retrieve Ventrinio. I'll hold this staircase. Move!
It doesn't even sound like there are a whole lot of lads. She's probably just like sitting down there being like, la-di-da. Don't have to do anything.
Whoa. This place is
Luckily, falling
apart.
rocks do absolutely jack nothing to us. Like, the only
A
thing...
new source of power? What sort of nonsense is this? If anything had come in here, my detection spells would have... Wait. Who's down there? Show yourself.
So we're making his Well of Souls freak out.
But it's not like he's had any success with it either.
Yeah, dunno. Ooh, more Prismere stuff. Maybe eventually I'll get the part I need. Seems unlikely, though. My one problem with lockpicking in these games is, like, after a certain point, it's just like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I guess I should probably reappropriate a lot of my points into lockpicking so I can just do the, like, forced lock and not have to worry about it.
Damn it all! I don't care who you are. Get happy.
He better not try throwing you in or something.
I would not be surprised.
Ooh.
Oh.
V? Why, do you want me to read it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Allow me to express my deepest regret for the forum's verdict in your imminent sentence. Believe me that I argued most stridently on your behalf, and not merely because I invested in the work of you and your colleague, Mr. Hughes. I think we both agree that the pursuit of science, we must forgive minor missteps when they are followed by great leaps. But alas, my colleagues will hold quite provincial views on the subject of necromancy, and so your fate was sealed. But perhaps there is another way. Tomorrow morning your executioner will arrive to escort you from your cell, but after a small donation, I have seen to it that you shall be delivered not to your eternal rest, but to a discreet caravan outside of Edessa. From there a moderate price has been seen to it that you and certain set of your notes salvage from the evidence against you shall be delivered to Cluricon, where a truly monumental price has been paid to construct a new laboratory for your work in a discreet location. I trust you appreciate the depth of my investment in your work, just as I trust that it shall return to a grand dividend to your one and only investor. Oh.
So that's...
Octien.
Yep. It'd be hilarious if it was, like, somebody wildly different and there's actually, like, sinister stuff going on in the background. But that's not the case. Everything is just extremely, like, upfront and normal in this game.
Mm-hmm. When I got to the laboratory, I was thinking of, should I say laboratory or should I say laboratory?
I was wondering about the pause.
Well, also you were scrolling down.
Yeah, well, it's kind of one of those where it doesn't scroll automatically, so I was trying to give you as much space as possible. Hey, apparently the Faragorda and the Sons of Laz are fighting each other.
I suppose there's a difference between bonies and skinnies. They're like, you have more flesh than we do. We shall determinate you.
Oh. That's what I did.
But no, I think that, I don't know, isn't the old way to say laboratory is laboratory?
Probably. I don't know. The oldest way to do it is to blow yourself up.
Hey.
What? It's the Gnomish way. Kablooey.
Nah. Once again, I think it's interesting how necromancy is still at large, you know, one of the most, despised professions of any fantasy genre.
Well, duh, you're messing with the dead. It's freaky. Nobody likes that.
I mean, I suppose the closest thing we have to a people accepting of death would be the, the Winter Fae. But they don't bring dead back so much as make sure people stay dead. Though I suppose in things like Wildstar, there's a whole race of pseudo-undead. Like, they're not dead, but they're rotting.
Yeah, well, they're more like Frankenstein people.
And then there's the Forsaken in WoW. I mean, then again, they're
Jeez, how many
despised and
Leonashes are
such.
there? There are 3. I should probably just switch to my greatsword for
And I
this.
suppose technically all Death Knights are undead too, are they not?
Yep, they are. She can hit me? Yep. I don't like the fact that the greatsword jump combo really doesn't...
Do as much as you
Like, it looks cool, but just the, like, leap strike is so, like, slow to wind up, and it does very little damage.
Did you get a pink item?
Oh, it was probably just, like...
No. The text was pink when you looted something.
Oh. Shoot, I wasn't paying that much attention. I usually just auto-loot stuff, and if it's important later, I put it on and mention it. Because largely, since we've crafted all of our own equipment, it's kind of pointless. Half the stuff we find.
Look at the gunk on the walls. Ooh, there's gunk on the floor, too.
And it's
And
shiny.
look, it's stitched.
Oh, Jesus. What kind of, like, weirdo makes this thing? The new assistant.
Octien, you old fiend. I don't know when you found this new assistant, but she's an absolute godsend. I may have expressed doubts when you said a single helper could take the place of an experienced lab staff, but she's proven more than capable in every area. Lab work, resource collection, even repelling any fae curious enough to come to the tower. In every instance, she's met every challenge with steely-eyed flair. I've tried asking how she got her remarkable training, but she's loath to talk about her past. In fact, even casual inquiries are rebuffed with no small degree of menace. I know you paid a fortune to hire her from whatever sources you used, but are you absolutely certain that she can be trusted? Still, it's a moot point. I'd hardly be able to continue my work without the help of this marvelous assistant. So much so, in fact, that I've taken the liberty of attuning her to the well's core. So just in case the worst does happen to her, there's a chance I could bring her back for future work. Even if she came back as a simple lad, she'd surely be twice as skilled as the normal man.
So, we're still not going to figure out who we actually are. It's just like, yeah, you were my assistant. I don't know who you were before that, and you killed the only guy who knew. Haha. Hang it.
Well, also, they attuned you to the core to bring you back?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
That's probably why we're the only one that it worked with.
But then why don't they just learn to attune all of their corpses?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it also kind of proves that we're special.
Took your time, did gods damn it. Ever since the Balor was defeated, the chaos magic sent the well off its alignment. You show up, and now the Laz are... Wait. What? It's you. You're alive. But I saw you die. I'm Ventrinian, of course. Don't you remember me? You were my assistant here at the Well of Souls. You were going to help me change the world. But of course, that was before you died. It was terrible. You were the best assistant I ever had. Who else could have helped me get into Alabastra? Who else had that ambition? We got more than enough Prismere, but you wanted to track down the power source, even if it meant sneaking right onto Gadflow's nose. I spent days trying to recover your body, but I never expected to find you alive, or for you to return. Speaking of which, how did you return anyway? Of course you did. You went there to steal Prismere to power the well, and you wanted to go after the source of the Prismere itself. You went off, geared for war, sneaking into Baal itself. You damned fool! I had a better chance of bringing you back from the dead than I had of changing your mind. But I wasn't able to do either.
So, yeah, use.
Oh, I'm pressing the
What?
wrong button.
That's impossible. You were attuned at this well. You've never even set foot in his lab. Ha! Hughes is a joke. He doesn't have the stomach for this work. Don't try waking the dead if you're not ready to make a few corpses, I say. But the well is coming down around us. Quick! I've got to slow the energy and shut this thing down. And don't... Oh, damn it all! Here they come! Hold them off! The Laz are here! Hold them off while I try to stop the flow of energy to the well.
Well, this is easy peasy. So, it sounds like we died somewhere in Baal Alabastra.
Is that like...
That's Gadflow's fortress.
Focus on the Laz!
Oh, what?
There's some there? Sheesh. Well, it looks like they're not interested in him, more so in you.
Yep. Well, I mean... The one thing this game does is, like, you don't ever have to escort or protect anybody in this game, and I am incredibly happy about that. Oh, hey, now he's helping.
Ooh, sheesh. It's a Lianchi.
Yeah, I don't know if they're undead or not. They're
Like,
more like this game's equivalent of witches.
I know that in some myths there are aquatic beings like sirens and mermaids that were actually women that drowned at sea or something. Or just woman who drowned in water.
I think. Careful, I'm busy.
Cutscene.
I guess?
Yeah.
Huh.
Anything we can salvage? Even a piece? All my work gone. Damn it all! But at least we're still alive. Once again, I triumph over death itself. Going back into Alabastra. Well, I still have a way in, but it's more dangerous now than the last time we went. I'll need more Prismere if I'm to rebuild the well. And I suppose I owe you something for saving my life. Perhaps this talisman can help you. It's a little something I salvaged from the debris. It might just help against whatever killed you the first time. We got in with a little help, of course. See, it's all because of Callus Dren, the defender of pride. In his house, no one can stand before him. None can even approach, unless you have my little secret. Patience, patience. You'll have it soon enough. I'm going to have to dig it out of the rubble of the tower. Go to the field of Huber, and I'll meet you there. And if you value your life, do not approach Dren. I know the type. Lucky youth, peaked early, then crawled into a bottle and waited to die. I'm impressed you dragged him away from that bottle, but I wouldn't expect him to do any heavy thinking. You mean your deadly little shadow? I know her type. All smiles now, but it's just so she can get close enough to stick her knives in you. Gadflow's got an empire built on Prismere. Think of all the power he's sitting on. And he's wasting it on swords and bows. My name is Ventrinio Dessalini, and I am Professor Emeritus Abscondus of Post-Mortem Studies at the Edessa University. Of course, that was all before I began work on the Well of Souls. Such an important undertaking doesn't leave much time for other pursuits, you know.
You know, I was expecting him to be evil, honestly.
He has definitely more radical methods of attaining his ends.
But he's more of like apathetic sociopath than like evil.
You don't remember it? Well, why dredge up the past? After all, you're fine now, aren't you? You're not the type to hold a grudge, right? You were my assistant in the well, and a damned good one at that. Octian hired you personally, said you were especially resourceful, and left it at that. I didn't know anything about you before you worked for me, and I knew better than to ask. You didn't like talking about yourself. Actually, you didn't like much of anything. Honestly, you were a terror to be around. But you've changed. I can tell. Before you died, you would never have been this diplomatic. You probably would have knifed me for answers by now. Oh, speaking of which, you left this in your room before you died. Take it, take it.
This explains why we are, so especially, emotionless. Alright, let's ask about Hughes and let's
He
end.
wasn't fit to hold my crucible, much less carry on my work. He could barely even stand to cut open a warm corpse for study. I can't imagine the reason you came back in his well instead of mine. Probably some freak attunement transfer. Get going.
I'll keep an eye on the
Remember,
gnome.
Don't go
All right.
near Dren until I
So,
get...
we seem to be progressing quickly, and I have a story about the House of Pride guy that I'll tell on the next episode of Kingdoms of Amalur. So, we will see you guys then.